All right, traders, to watch this video for Thursday, November 12th. Look at the SPY candle today. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. I mean, that is compared to any recent candle, an extremely narrow range. Not only that, it ended up closing about where it opened. That's not a great day for day trading. I still had some really nice trades thanks to the teamwork in the room, and I've started whittling away already at that ugly thing I did yesterday. But again, I'm not in a hurry. I just got to stay steady. To me, whenever you break your rules and have what we call a cleanse day, Wayne calls it. I call it a trading death spiral sometimes. Anyway, whenever that happens, to me, the very most important day is the next day, because I want to make sure that I log in and don't try to get all that money back, because it's not realistic, and I won't be trading within my rules if I'm trading the kind of size I would have needed to get all that money back in one day. So I just call it my new balance. Yesterday afternoon was my new line in the sand, and I just start from there. It's kind of like my new starting point from the year, and hopefully that pain will stay with me for quite a while, so I don't have another blunder like that. Anyway, had a decent day. More than my typical daily average in gains, so I'll take that on the day after my blunder. All right, having said all that, certainly a narrow range day today. What are we watching for tomorrow? IMRN, really nice volume for this stock today, but closed well off of its highs. I think it was Shauna in chat today when this thing, it was on our gap playlist, right? When this thing came up here, Shauna was talking about this opening range breakout. These are a 5-minute candles, so really wasn't paying much attention to it. I think I'd already taken it off my gap play monitor, but Shauna was all over this, and look what happens when it goes through 8. It goes all the way to over 940 before kind of coming back down. Anyway, that was one heck of a move. Let's go back to 5s real quick. In 10 minutes, you went from 780 to 940-ish. That's a stock that I want to watch the next day as well. So as a day trader, keep in mind I'm in cash every night. That's kind of interesting, right? And it tried to break above several weeks worth of trading. So we'll see if we get a follow through day tomorrow. GTech, you know what? I'm going to put this on a chart, but I'm going to pull this off my list. It's just not that interesting because I'm going to pull it off the list. So. But I will show you a 5-minute basis. It really did have this nice run from 450 to 650 after that big move yesterday. It's just, then it gave that whole move back. So it's just not that interesting. I guess maybe as a day trader, I should say, hey, this had a $2 move, in what, 15, 20 minutes? Probably should watch it. And I do have it. I'm going to put it on one of my secondary monitors, but it's not going to be front and center. So there's your kind of heads up to maybe watch it, but I'm taking it off the list. PLTR, this is just sitting at all-time highs, an incredibly strong stock. After this run and this nasty red candle, and then another red day, I thought, okay, this thing's done for a while. And then look, the very next day, it's right back to all-time highs. So we don't want to chase. Look where it closed, and look where the moving averages are. This probably won't be a trade tomorrow, but at the same time, I can't ignore how strong it is. So I am going to put it on my watch list. Remember, I'm just looking for day trades anyway. TCON, TCON, really kind of a nice run here, and then a flag, and today was kind of, you could call it day one of the new breakout, right? I'm going to look at the weekly chart. There's the weekly candles. So back to daily. Certainly could be an interesting red to green or some kind of secondary play tomorrow. EQ, I don't like this daily chart very much, right? A lot of bag holders in this thing. But 36 million shares today, and if you go to 5-minute candles, it's had quite a move, right? From 360 to almost 640 before coming back down and closing around $5. Again, as a day trader, that kind of intraday move, I got to watch this tomorrow. Now, I've got several stocks I'm going to watch for gap play, and I'm going to go over those all right now. So GLBS closed at 846. In after hours, it's trading at 982 right now. I'll show you what started. It was EDRY. And this thing closed at 449, and in after hours went to almost $15. After hours is open for about another hour, and it's trading at 1030 right now. So all the way up here. And so that's what got GLBS going. So both of those will be on Gap Play Watch tomorrow. SINO had a big after hours rip as well. All the shippers were going. This thing almost hit $5 in after hours. Right now it's trading at 388. So still all the way up here. That's, quite the gap too. We'll see how they look in the morning. FOSL closed at 597. This is not a shipper, but they had earnings after hours. And right now it's trading at 793. So a potential gap play trading up here. Potential gap play tomorrow. IMAC, let's see if this thing's still, it's trading at $1.05. Closed at 83 cents. So it is trading up over $1. I am going to watch that one too. Potential gapper. I keep thinking there was, you could also have any other shipper, ESEA. I'm sure we'll be watching all the shippers tomorrow. This is trading at 374 right now. But anyway, I won't go over all the shippers. So Roku, made about 1,700 in this thing today. It was on Bounce Watch. And the first call I made in the chat room was right here through 224 second mouse. And we got a nice move to over 227. And that's where I made all my money. I also called it over this flag here. Thought it might have more in it. And while I was typing, it broke. So I didn't get it. But it ended up making a nice move there too. But Roku, after this, I said I thought it was worth watching for a bounce play, right? You had the two red candles. And now it's taken out yesterday's high and closing strong. So I do like that for maybe a follow through of the bounce tomorrow. Solo, EV play. The EV plays have been crazy strong. NIO is holding up really well. Anyway, this one topped out right below 4 the other day and was rolling over. Next thing you know, it's right back up. So Solo has a pretty handsome daily chart. We're going to watch that whole space. Speaking of which, NKLA, which I don't love this one, because look at this. It was over 90, and then they had the GM news this day, 125 plus million shares this day. And everyone, and I had a nice trade in it that day, right? Everyone since is way underwater, and this thing's just bleeding. It's not bouncing much at all, but you do see the extra volume today. And when I go to intraday, showing you 5-minute candles, that's quite the move, right? From almost a little bit over 18 all the way to 21.20 before settling well off of its highs. There's 15-minute candles, 60-minute candles. So anyway, maybe some news came out or is coming out with General Motors, because that's what got this thing going to begin with. But who knows? A lot of bag holders, but it does seem to have found support and had a nice intraday move today. That's why it's on watch. AHT, huge volume and a massive move 3 sessions ago. 177 to 535. That's a huge move. Now you got a couple days lower on declining volume, a partial retracement of this day. So for me, this goes on Bounce Watch tomorrow, only with a proper intraday setup. And then I threw DDOG, DDOG on watch. I don't know. I'm kind of mad at myself. I thought this was interesting around 80 when I was watching it in after hours yesterday, right? And it almost got to 80. And anyway, then it ended up, look what happened this morning. Look what happened this morning. So just straight down, it barely pierces 80, and that's the low of the day, and ends up going up almost $7 from there. Anyway, this also had several red days into earnings, and then the gap down and a nice reversal today. So I think it's worth watching as a long watch, but I sure would have loved to grab that 80 flush today. Just didn't see it. Was busy stocking other things. So that's it. I'm done babbling. We'll find other gappers, and the shippers are certainly worth watching tomorrow. And we'll hopefully find some other gappers to add to the list as well. But that's plenty to watch. Am I right? So I'll see you guys in the chat room in the morning.